Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is, where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can't be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to reflect on all the Jews life taught you. It's on you, tell the truth.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimberly with Unseen Twisted Truth. We are the People's Podcast. Hi, Sin.
What up, though?
How are you?
I'm doing good, and you? Good, and you?
I am blessed and highly favored.
Word up.
So, I want everybody to know about you some things that they don't already know.
Something they don't already know about me?
Yes.
I don't know. I'm a pretty transparent guy, you know. I'm a pretty transparent guy. So I really can't just off bail like think of something that people don't know about me, because I mostly kind of keep it music, you know. Most of my personal life I keep it personal, you know.
But maybe they don't know that you no longer are on that one side of the fence, and now you're only directed towards the whole business side of the.
Oh yeah. I just do production now. I don't rap or anything like that no more. I stopped rapping, you know, years and years ago.
Because I was talking to our friend Joe Von Diller, and I said to Joe, I remember when he used to rap, and Joe was like, "Now he hasn't rapped in years." I said, "I'm telling you right now, back in 2015, 16, he was still rapping."
Oh yeah, I was rapping back then.
And he said, "Yeah, but since 2017, 18, he cut that shit out."
Yeah. I dropped a couple of verses for a project that we might release in a year, and then I did something for my homeboy Joe Black last year, and that's the last time I recorded. Like, he just caught me on a good day. I had wrote something, which I rarely do, and I just jumped in the booth and just dropped some little jewels real quick.
Because I ain't gonna hold you up, because even though this brain and this whole direction, because I've seen you grow and I've seen you change and evolve into who you are today. So, because I've known you before when you were in a different state, to who you are today is totally opposite. From that growth, though, I still miss that old spit and fire shit, because you were hot.
Yeah. I just transferred into the business side of it, so I don't even have the time, you know, to work on it like that, you know. So I just allocate a little bit of time every week to try to do production and, you know, work with a few artists. But other than that, it's all business with me.
I feel that. So you're dropping jewels all the time. I see this. I'm telling people they need to get hip. You're dropping jewels all the time, and they're sleeping on them.
You know, some people take heed, some don't. You know, to each his own. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, the people that follow me, you know, it's a lot of people that appreciate what I do. That's why I keep doing it.
Keep doing it. For real, keep doing it, because the right ones will hear it.
Yeah, I ain't never going to stop. I ain't going to
Keep
stop.
doing it. That ain't even the issue. I just more people would utilize the people that are giving out these free informations. I wish they would really realize that it just doesn't happen often.
Oh, no, it don't. You know, and I do charge consultant fees, but like whatever I do in a public forum, that's for the public. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, anything outside of that, you know, I got to get compensated for my time, because, you know, I'm running a business and I don't always have the time to just consult and talk to every single person that hits me up every single day.
I feel that. So if everybody wants to change, they want to change the direction from music to the business part of it, what's your first suggestion they should do?
Read.
Read what?
Everything that you can about the music business. You have to read. It's so much information out there that a lot of artists suffer just solely because they don't take the time to read or even just watch some YouTube videos, but you just have to study. That's the main thing. Like you have to study, and it's kind of hard to get into what I do without doing, the due diligence and reading, whether it's ASCAP's website, BMI's website, you know what I'm saying, or everything, the book, everything you need to know about the music business. There's just a lot of reading material that goes into like what we do.
All right, so I'm going to be one of those that I don't need to learn anything because I know it all. So let me be one of those because there's a lot of those out there. So does things change in the music business? Is it always the same from 10 years ago?
Oh, it changes. It changes every day. It's nothing from the old, like, all right, I won't say nothing. Certain things from the old industry didn't transfer over at all into the new industry. Like, not at all.
Now, do they get grandfather things in, or is it a different kind of setup where the law?
Oh no, certain things are grandfathered in, like contract structures and things of that nature. Is sort of grandfathered in, and like copyright law and certain things is grandfathered in, but every so often the laws do change and they do update the laws, because they just did. Songwriters got an 138% increase to performance royalties.
Okay, so that's new now. So
yes,
someone was telling me about the MLC.
The MLC, yes.
So they were telling me about the MLC, and they were telling me that's something that the Congress has put on, where that you get more royalties besides the ASCAP and the BMI.
They're not new royalties.
Okay.
They're royalties that have been always owed. People just didn't know that it actually transferred over into the digital side. So mechanical royalties are royalties that are generated anytime a composition is reproduced. So back in our olden days,
yes,
when somebody like pressed up a CD, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had to pay that artist or that artist publisher a mechanical royalty every time that CD was duplicated.
Okay.
It's the same thing for streaming. So anytime somebody streams a song, it generates a mechanical royalty. You just used to have to go through a different entity to get them, and they didn't do a good job of the administration. So the government came in to create this new society that artists have to register with in order to be paid their mechanical royalties from digital sales. Anything physical, that'll come from a record label. And if you are the record label, you obviously can't pay yourself for it. So they're kind of like null and void.
So there are a lot of royalties you think out there that nobody is utilizing. It's just sitting there.
Yeah. They all go to something called the black box. Like the last time they opened up the black box, there were $3.5 billion of unclaimed royalties.
That's insane.
And I know for a fact here in Michigan, the last time we checked, the lady that we was doing some work with, she said there was at least $1 million in unclaimed performance revenue just in Detroit.
Wow.
And that's from actual live shows. That's what that increase is about. Like, artists don't know that you register your live show. So if you do an open mic somewhere, you register your set list, and then BMI or ASCAP will get you paid for it.
So I have a question. Even though I'm not in the music industry, I'm still a public figure in the media. I could probably register as a BMI, right?
You have to be a songwriter.
Okay, so even though I do podcasts, it's not the same.
Nope, not the same at all.
Okay. Because I was told that I should try to register it, because every time my voice is heard, I can get compensated.
Not so much, because you actually have to write song lyrics. My bad, my dog running around here. So you have to
lyrics that people are using.
Even if people aren't using the song lyrics, if you write a song, you can register it with BMI or ASCAP. Okay. That's true, but it's only for music. They only work with musicians.
Okay. because I think they were talking about the ML3 that I should go and try to figure out. But I think that was only music also. So it
That's
didn't matter.
only
Right,
musicians. So
right,
for like podcasting, I'm not sure what type of royalties would be generated because it's not something that we're writing down.
right, 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 right. For sure. And every time I do a show and I put on a venue or a concert or a fundraiser or anything, any event whatsoever, and someone's performing, they could get compensated from that, right?
Yes. So if you own so like let's say you throw on a show at the Crawford, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's say you get a bunch of artists from Pontiac and they perform. They
Right.
register that show, and then the Crawford has to pay them performance royalty. So it won't come out of your pocket, the actual venue, because the venues are the ones that have to have the license to publicly perform music.
So at the lounges that I do it at and stuff like that, them events like that, that don't count, or that does count?
That would count. Any venue that performs music publicly, they're supposed to get a license. Now, what I say is, like some of the, let's just say like some of the venues, like the 248 Hotspot, right? It's locally owned. I would tell the artist, don't go messing with him.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? Let him do what he gonna do because he's providing y'all a platform
Right,
to interact and showcase your art to people.
right, right, right.
But if that place is like a fully functioning business, they got a liquor license, you register that show and they owe you that money. And this regardless of if it's a paid performance or if you're doing an open mic. Like even if you go to the Pontiac Little Arts Theater, if you perform in that venue owes you money for publicly performing your compositions.
Wow. That's good to know because I want to open up a spot where people can come in. So
And
I have
it's
to get a
like
license.
if it's a small spot, you know, I'm telling artists like don't even worry about that. But if it's like a real venue, you know, you're selling food, you're selling drinks legally, then register that show.
Yeah, I feel you because I want an event hall where it is going to be big. Like, because my next event, I got an event coming up on the 19th of May. And then after that, we got the June 11th, and we're going to get Sada Baby to come out and perform and stuff like that. That's an outside event. It's a fundraiser, but I want to eventually be able to have a spot where big artists can come and perform locally where it's safe.
Yeah.
Because ever since, I don't know if you remember, but like just at the beginning of the year, the 3 guys from Detroit that came up missing and got killed.
Yeah.
I don't like that, and I don't want that to happen. I want people to feel safe when they go perform somewhere and they know they're going to come home safe.
Well, that actually didn't happen at the venue. That was something that had nothing to do with it.
Right, because the venue was canceled, and it was
canceled, and you know they had other stuff going on. So that's kind of what led to that. You know?
Of course, but I still think the bad stigmatization out on different people at different venues. Even though,
and that's what hurts hip hop is like something will happen, like an isolated incident, and then they try to make it the whole of hip hop, and it's not, because that type of stuff can happen at a regular bar with no music.
Yep, that's true.
Regular bars, people fight, shooting, stabbings happen.
Yeah.
And they're not saying, oh, let's ban all bars, let's stop the bars. But if a hip hop event happens and then something happens, they blame hip hop, and it's not hip hop. It's just, you know, that's what happens when you got a lot of people in a small place and there's a lot of drinks flowing. Shit can happen.
Shit can happen. So that's what I want to do. I want to provide a safe place. I want to provide a place where you can go and know that you're going to go home. And wherever you go from there out is after. That's on you. But
that ain't got nothing to do
you're
with
safe from here to there.
Yeah, but I was talking to a club promoter from out in Jersey about maybe 3 weeks ago, and he was telling me like he was doing a regular party and somebody got stabbed. And he said when the police come and when the lawsuits happen, the promoters, the bar, if it's a musician involved, they're all liable. Ooh. So even if, like, let's say you book me for a show and I'm a big enough name to where people are familiar with me, and let's say like the Travis Scott, a stampede happens, right? Somebody gets hurt. They're going to sue me, the artist. They're going to sue you, the promoter. They're going to sue the event company, as well as they're going to sue the actual venue that held it. That's why like insurance is important when you do these events. But in the hip hop world, they like to charge a little bit more to insure hip hop events.
I feel that. I feel that.
And the big venues, they require you to have insurance. They won't even allow you to throw a show or an event without that insurance.
So now that you're on the other side, now that you are on the business side of it all, what are people doing wrong that you didn't realize you too were doing wrong?
I mean, everything.
Everything.
I'm just gonna be honest. Every little thing is being done wrong, whether it's artists not, because I made everybody mad. I made a post a couple weeks ago.
I remember that.
The hobbyists are in the way, and a lot of people got upset, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
The thing that got me was, just because everybody can do something doesn't mean everybody should.
That's right.
And what's going on is a lot of people are just doing this just because, and they're not putting in the work. Even on the administrative side, getting your money. It's your money. The performance royalties that are generated are yours. And guess what happens to the money? When the black box is open, the big publishers take that money and then they split it up based on market share. And then from there, they split it up with their artists based on market share. So if Drake has 40% of the streaming market, and let's say his publishers, out of that $1 billion, let's say they got 100 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
They'll take that 100 million and they'll say, okay, Drake has 40% of the market. He's going to get 40% of that money, regardless of if it's his or not.
That's crazy. And now the only way to stop that is know your laws and go out there and get your own.
And register your music with ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, copyrights, the MLC, Song Trust, Sound Exchange. There are a bunch of entities.
DistroKid, all of it.
DistroKid don't even count. That's the distribution aspect of it. So I exclude them.
Okay.
And even people such as myself. We only deal in master royalties. So you deal with a distributor, you'll get your master royalties. But as far as your performance royalties, you actually have to register those shows in order to be paid.
Now, whose job is it? Is your manager's job to do all that, or is it your job to make
it's
sure?
Your job. And most of these artists don't even need a manager. Everybody talking about, I need a manager. No, you don't, because you don't have anything to manage.
That's right.
And I tell artists, like, a manager will come to you, because managers aren't just like, all right. And now everybody has to start somewhere too. So I'm not saying that like you can't, like, let's say you want to become a manager. You got to get an artist. And you're going to have trial and error. There isn't a manager's handbook that I can be like, okay, go reference this, and this is going to tell you how to manage artists. That's one of the things you just have to get in and do it. But to get a manager that's been established, number one, you don't pay them. You don't pay up front for your manager. Your manager only gets a percentage of what they help you bring in, depending on how your contract is set up. Because you have to sign a contract with the manager. Usually managers work on a commission of like 10 to 20%. So you get $100, if this manager gets you a show for $1,000, right? And they got 20%. They'll take 200, you'll take 800.
Right.
And that's how they get their money. So managers aren't looking to manage artists that aren't generating money, or that they don't feel like are in a certain position in their career to where they can put you in a position to where you can generate money, and then they can capitalize off it. Nobody's doing it for free.
Can I have one? I apologize.
Oh, you good.
So, all right. So what I took from your story when you made that post, and it ruffled so many feathers, and I knew it would, but it's mostly people that have an ego issue, and they're not realizing what you're really saying. They feel that you're telling them to sit down and shut up and don't sing.
Some of them I am.
Well, yeah, because they're not supporting themselves.
Exactly.
But if you're out there and you're busting your ass and you're doing this every single day and you're still not getting heard, but at least you're out there doing it.
Yeah, but this is one of those hard truths. Some of these artists suck.
Mm-hmm.
and they're not talented.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just doing this because they can.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't for everybody. Like
Mm-hmm.
a new article came out, 38 million songs got 0 plays in 2022. Are all of those artists bad? No. No, they're not. A lot of those artists are talented, but they're not putting in the work. Some of these artists will do a record, put the record out, talk about it for a week, and then never talk about it again. And then they're wondering why nobody's playing your shit. You're not even talking about it. If you're a musician and I go to any one of your social profiles, I should be able to just tell you're a musician. I shouldn't have to scroll for 5 minutes to find you talking about your own music. Those are the artists that are in the way, because you got to think, like, I used this analogy with my homeboy the other day. You have 100 gourmet meals. You have 100 meals on the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
10 of those meals were prepared by gourmet top level chefs. Now you got 90 meals left. Another 20 meals were prepared by just really good cooks.
Right.
Now that's 30 meals. You still have 70 left. 20 of those 70 meals are horrible. They're just flat out nasty. Right?
Yeah, right.
Now you got 50 okay meals. You might like it, you might not. Now, of those 20 meals that are horrible, 10 of those meals, the presentation is just horrible to the point where you can look at it and say, that's nasty. I'm not about to try that.
Right.
Now, you still have 90 meals on this table. That's a 1 in 9 chance that you're actually going to get that gourmet meal. So think about it now with this current state of music where 100,000 songs come out every day. How many of those songs are good, right?
Right.
Even let's say 30% of them. That's 30,000 good songs.
Right.
Now, out that 70,000 that's left, probably half of those are bad. There's 35,000 bad songs. Then you got 35,000, okay songs. How hard do you think it is for people to find and sift through 100,000 songs? It's impossible. It's impossible. There's no possible way humanly possible for anyone to listen to all of the music that's out. They had an article that said it would take like 500 and something years to listen to every song that is in existence.
That's crazy.
So if you think about it,
that's crazy.
Artists have a hard fight because they're looking at it like, oh, the hobbyists aren't affecting the people that take it serious. And I'm like, well, yes, it does, because that's giving the people too much choice. They're overwhelmed. So even with that 100 meals analogy, imagine if we cut it down to 50. You have a better chance of getting the high quality meal because you don't have 100 of them to go through. You're excluding the bad meals. They're not even in there. Then people will bring up basketball analogies. Oh, well, somebody playing a pickup game in the park doesn't affect the NBA. And I'm like, just to play high school basketball, you got to make the team. They don't allow everyone in. Now, because of platforms like DistroKid, anybody, you could right now be like, all right, I'm cutting this podcast short. I'm about to go buy me a beat off the internet for $20. I'm gonna go to the hood, go to the studio for $20. I'm gonna go get somebody else $20 to make me some artwork. I got $20 to DistroKid, and now you're putting music out on the same platform as an artist that has $1 million budget.
Right, that's crazy.
So there is no filter anymore to say, you know what, you guys suck. We're not letting y'all in. Now even the bad artists, they can get in, and they can put music out, and they can just make it overwhelming, because even think about Facebook, right? People don't want to get sent music no more. They bury the music posts, and you know why? Because during the spam era, so many artists were tagging hundreds of people, inboxing everybody their song link, and Facebook seen people didn't like it. They stopped engaging with it. So now they like, we're going to bury that shit.
That's what Jovan said too. He said anytime someone sends him something that's a tag or whatnot, he automatically ignores it.
And he's a hip hop fan. they'll rather hear word of mouth.
Uh-huh.
So it's like you have to just put your stuff out and talk to the people that want to be talked to. Take it one person at a time. You can't just inbox somebody a link. Yo, listen to my music. Build a rapport with them. Have a conversation with them on their public profile first. And then, you know, hey, I do music. Check my music out. You know what I'm saying? It's a painstaking process, and then that leads it to artists have to put up the money. Y'all got money for weed, y'all got money for nice clothes, y'all got money to party, y'all got money for $1,000 shoes, you got money for everything else but your art. If you're not going to invest money into marketing and promoting yourself, you basically trying to be lightning in a bottle. You're trying to be a needle in a haystack. You know one artist. I can't say his name, right?
That's okay.
But he's from the East Coast. He would do a song in his bedroom, email the song to his homeboy in New York to mix it. Then he would test it on TikTok. If he got a good response on TikTok, he would then put it out through DistroKid. He would do 3,000 here, 5,000 there. Then he'll do 50,000. Then the next song will do 6,000. Then he had put out a song that did 360,000. Then he puts out another song, it does 20,000. Then he puts out another song, it does 790,000 with $0 spent. I've talked to hundreds upon, I couldn't even count how many artists I've talked to. That's just one.
Right.
So it's more than likely it's not going to be lightning in a bottle. There's literally, for every one artist like him that just gets blessed and their music goes up and does good numbers, a couple 100,000 aren't. Like right now, only 42% of musicians are even bringing in $10 a month in royalties.
That's crazy.
And it's just because of the sheer amount. You have so much music to sift through, it's not humanly possible. And then, yeah, I'm going to repeat it again. Some of y'all suck and need to come over on my side and become a producer, become a publicist, get you a podcast, go market some records, become a publisher, be a manager. There are so many other things that you can do in the music industry to make real money than just being an artist.
I know nothing about being an artist. I can't even pretend to know anything about being an artist. I've never, ever. Singing in the shower is the most I've done. And I am connected in the music industry so tight. And I'm not an artist.
But see, those are the people that usually become back-end business people. You just get the connections. It just kind of, it's like, that's why I said there's no handbook for this shit. I got lucky. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I'm 38 going on 39. When a lot of the homies my age quit, I never quit. I got my first record deal offered to me when I was 27 through one of my older cousins. My older cousin, he was in the joint. Shout out to my cousin Lucky D. He was sending a joint. He was sending songs home that, I ain't gonna say these brothers' names, but some of the rappers that everybody know from back in the day.
Right.
Was rapping his songs. They go out to Cali. They were all dealing with some of Tupac's producers. Tupac actually liked them so, like Tupac's producer liked them so much, he completely produced the album for them. He was sending them beats, but was sending beats to my cousin while he was in the joint too. Right. When my cousin got out, he still had all them connections. He brought a label up here from Vegas. I performed in this little contest show, and they offered me a single deal. I didn't like the contract, so I didn't sign it. But I told myself, I said, if I can get one record deal, I can get another one. That's right. A few years passed. Me and my partner, Kawi Simpson, you know what's up now? We put out a single. I just put it out on SoundCloud. That was really all that was available at that time. And a guy hit me up and was like, who produced this? And I said, I produced it. He was like, well, I'm working with Bizarre from D12, and I want you to produce some of these remixes for me. I'm like, that's cool. We didn't even do the remixes. We went into the studio and did a whole album.
That's what's up.
So we do the album, and then he starts telling me about this situation he has with the Orchard, which is Sony's distribution. So I started gearing up to do an album. And then I met Kid Swoop. And when I met him, he like 10 years younger than me. I just knew it. I was like, you know what? I got this chance to do this stuff for myself, but I just believed in him. And I put all my eggs in his basket, and we did well. And then, you know, it just went from me having him to where it is now, where we have over 150 labels and artists signed. I do publishing work for a couple of major artists. You know, I done got connected with some of Kanye West people, and I just do so much different stuff, but I never stopped. And when the door started to close on my music, a door opened up for me to go in on the business side, and I just took that chance. You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly how it was with me too, because I didn't know why I was connected with so many different artists. Like I know so many, we know the same people, so many different artists, and I didn't know why, because I'm not an artist. I had no clue why. I had no clue why, and now I know what it's for, though. But it took me a while to realize that I had to utilize the fact that I know that person.
Yeah, it's just all about connecting the dots. You know what I'm saying? And once you get into those positions, it's just connecting the dots. Because like right before I got on this meeting with you, I just had another meeting with another publishing company from out in LA that wants to do some work with us. And they're doing shit from everybody from Disney to the UFC.
Yeah.
You never know who you're going to meet. You know, I be on Clubhouse a lot, and I got hooked up with some of Kanye West people, like the guy who was actually doing all the financial work for Yeezys, like $1 billion company.
Right.
And when I get people like that are really knowledgeable, and they like, yo, Sin, you know what you're talking about.
Of course.
We want to work with you. That's what keeps me going, because, you know, I keep it G. I got some haters around here that be like trying to analyze and dissect what I'm doing.
I feel that.
And I be telling them like, look, bro, I took the time out to read and to study this shit. Y'all didn't. So y'all can argue with me and say whatever the fuck you want. I don't care, because guess what? Go out and do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I challenge them to. Do 10% of what I do. Help somebody do something. Help somebody make some money.
Yeah.
Help somebody become something.
You lucked out though at LoVision too, though. I don't know how you stumbled upon him. I don't remember.
That's who put me on.
I don't remember the story, but that was a good find, for real, for real.
That's who put me on, was LoVision. He's the guy who was doing the work with Bizarre from D12. He's the dude who I produced the album for. He's the guy who got me in with the Orchard.
Okay then. Because that was a good find, for real, because that gave you so many different avenues. And I know why you closed the door on yourself, because you're knowledgeable in other things.
I just opened up the door for other people, and it just serves me better to, you know, help people. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what I went into, and then, you know, I get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? I done work for lawyers where I'm getting $80 an hour. That's why when like these cats be trying to argue and bicker with me, I really be sitting back laughing. Because like y'all have no idea, because certain things, you know, you can't say that shit publicly, because like just the music industry is small, right? When you get into the real industry, everybody know everybody.
Of course.
You have to be trustworthy. People are going to trust you with confidential information, and you can't be out here just blurting and blabbing and, you know, exposing shit. Like, you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So like certain shit that I'm involved in, I won't talk about it. Like I might say a little bit of something like on a platform like this, but just like on Facebook, I'm not about to talk. That ain't y'all business. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh. And when they don't know, they think that you ain't doing shit because they didn't hear about it. But then all of a sudden they see you in a whole nother room and they're like, how'd you get there?
Because the most powerful people in the music industry are the people that are not known. I'm a behind the scenes person. Like the people that's really pushing the buttons, they're not famous. Yeah. Like some of these A&Rs that like Ludacris, the dude who was doing all of the marketing for Ludacris when he first got on, real high up in the industry. Don't nobody know his name.
I love that. That's gonna be me someday. I love that shit. Yeah.
Like people don't know. Like he's not famous to where like he got to walk down the street and worry about somebody.
I love that shit.
But those are the people that are really out there pushing the buttons. The
Yeah.
artist is going to be famous, but just best believe it's a bunch of people behind him that helped him get to where he is. This is a team sport. Nobody does this on their own. Nobody.
You know what kills me though? Just even on a podcast aspect, it is so hard for me to get somebody to give me a bio of themselves. They say, you invited me on, what you're supposed to talk about me. I'm supposed to research them to learn about them so that I can help them support themselves.
That's part of why I say some of these cats is in the way. Like if you're an artist, you're supposed to have a bio.
Yeah.
When people look you up, they need to know who you are. Like where are they going to research and get the information from if the information does not exist? Would they just go to your Spotify? Oh, he raps. They just go to YouTube. Oh, he put out a music video. That's it, y'all. That's not giving nobody a bio or a backstory.
They don't like it though. They don't want to put that work in. They think that I'm doing too much by asking them for that. And I'm like, that means you're not willing to support yourself. If you're not willing to support yourself, then I guess this platform's not meant for you, because this platform is meant for people that are willing to support themselves.
Why should anybody give you some help if you ain't helping yourself? Like that's what I'm saying. And that's when people be like, oh, you want me to write up a bio for you? Fill this out and give me $100 and then you'll get a bio. And then they're like, oh, well, my time isn't free. And either way it go, either you gonna do it or you gonna pay somebody else to do it. That's how this industry is set up. And artists be feeling like, oh, I shouldn't pay and I shouldn't. Like, yes, you should. My time is valuable. I spent months upon months. I spent years researching all this shit. I just wasn't born with the knowledge. I had to read.
I'm getting told right now about events, and I'm not mentioning no one's name because it ain't one person, it's a bunch. They're not going to come to any event unless I pay them. And I said, that's okay, because eventually you're going to be calling me and asking me to get on my venue.
When they say, okay, if you're going to come to this event, and let's say like you're charging, right? It's not a free event.
It's not.
Okay. Well, how many people going to come because I put your name on this flyer?
And they say, oh, I'll bring 10 to 12 people with me at all times. I said, well, that's okay, because so will 5 other people that I've put on there. Man, everybody says they bring 10 to 12 people.
It's a platform called Polestar, right?
Uh-huh.
You can look up any venue and any artist that's like really touring and performing at a certain level and see how many tickets they sell and how much money they shows bring back. Y'all cats ain't on that level. Y'all like anytime an artist talk about, oh man, I ain't selling tickets, then that means you ain't got a fan base and you don't want to put in the work. Because if you want these promoters to pay you, they need to know people will come see you.
Yep. And my friend Bootsy said that too. He said, from now on, if someone says to you, hey, I charge to be on a venue, then you say, here's 20 tickets. You sell them 20 tickets and I will pay, and you take that money that you're charging me out of the 20 tickets, give me my cut and come on. But you can't sell those 20 tickets, then I don't need to pay you to be on my performance.
Me and one of the homies did that, right? So I have a label signed from Texas. When R.A. the Rugged Man was coming to Pontiac, I seen it. I seen they was working with him, and then I called them like, yo, R.A. coming to Pontiac. And they like, oh, well, here's the booking agency. I said, bet. I called a booking agency. The booking agency, they charged us like $200 or $300 or whatever. And they like, you get X amount of tickets. You sell those, bring us the money, keep the extra. I sold the tickets, helped them promote the show, helped put some other artists on the show. When we went to break bread, he gave me some more money.
That's what's up.
On top of us selling CDs and shit inside the venue. But it took from us to put in work. Like we sold tickets when we did the show with Bodie James, when we did the show with Razcast and Swifty Mavea Yuckmouth. We had to put in work, but I had the relationships in place that made it easy. Like when I called the promoter to do the show with Bodie James, who sang with Griselda, he like, Sin? He said, nigga, I know you already. I said, how you know me? He said, I met you at one of Uncle P beat battles. I said, word? He said, yeah. And I'm like, damn, I didn't even know my name was getting around like that to where people knew who I was. So when I'm making some of these calls, I'm thinking they're dry calls and they not, because they're like, oh, I already heard of you, or I heard of you from so and so, or I know you from being at this spot or this spot. Like, cats just can't sit in one place. People get mad when I say this. Pontiac holds the future for nobody. I didn't get to where I am just sitting around in Pontiac like, yo, I gotta build everything off Pontiac. If I built everything off Pontiac, I'd have lost already.
Right, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? To be in this type of space we're in, you need people from everywhere. From all walks of life, all races, all ages, all creeds.
Yes.
You can't get pigeonholed and get stuck in one spot where it's like, yo, I'm only dealing with these people. That's not how this shit works. You gotta go out and you gotta network. Like back in the early 2000s, cats used to get mad at me and be like, man, you only do shows in Detroit. I'm like, where I'm gonna do a show at up here? I don't got no big fan base. I'm still working all this shit from the ground up. If I got the plugs down here, this is where I'm going.
Yep, of course. Of course.
And it just kept me getting connections to where I've been doing, like, I've been booking shows and I've been a part of all of this stuff for 20 years. And even like when I sit back and think about it, it's like, damn, I was doing this in my 20s. I stopped. I was in the streets, got in a bunch of trouble and shit. Then I started back. Then I get in trouble again. Then I start back, but I kept going. I never let it 100% go.
Right.
Even when I was in positions where I really couldn't do it, I still did it. And it got me.
I remember moments, and I'm not going to bring up a whole bunch of stuff, but I remember moments when your back was against the wall and you felt like ending it all. And you were like, I just can't breathe another day.
Yeah.
I can't breathe another moment. And you were at your lowest. And I don't mean financially or anything. I just mean mentally, like you just were exhausted.
Yeah, I just had a lot of stress and pressure, but like they say, pressure busts pipes, but pressure make diamonds too. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And I was gonna say what you said though to me made a huge impact, because you said you just put your head up against the wall and said, now what am I supposed to do? Show me what I'm supposed to do. And then all of a sudden it just released and so many different things opened for you and your whole avenue changed.
Yeah, because I mean,
remember that phone call we had years ago?
I don't give up, man. Like I don't give up, and I pay attention to people. You know what I'm saying? I watch all the support that you basically get at everybody in the music industry around here. I pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people like, look, those are the people that's going to help you get on to other people. You know, you don't disregard those people.
Yeah.
That's how you start building a fan base.
Yeah.
One person at a time. That's all this shit takes. Yeah. You don't got to have 50 million people to make money. If you can get 100 people to start off with to support what you do, right? That's $1,000. Now you take that 1,000, reinvest it in yourself, and turn that 100 people into 1,000 people. Now you're bringing in 10, 20 grand. You take that, reinvest, you keep flipping it just like in the streets. You keep flipping it up and up and up until you're at a point where like, I'm making real money off this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't easy. It ain't glamorous. You know what I'm saying? I ain't filthy rich. You know what I'm saying? But I get to take care of my family and do what I need to do. But it's hard work. It's not work. It's time consuming. I'm on a computer 24/7. I have to talk to people even when I don't feel like talking to people. I had days where I don't want to fucking be bothered.
I feel that.
But I got clients. I still got to pick up that phone. I got to network with people. I still got to handle these calls. I still got to have these meetings.
I feel that.
It's all a part of the hustle. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't like got no hustle behind you, this type of shit ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? You just sitting back waiting on a motherfucker to come and give you a handout, like, man, you in the way, because it's not how this shit works.
I'm learning so much in this because I bumped my head so many times, and I am not mad at any of it because nothing happens to me. It all happens for me. So with that being said, I've learned so much that the next one's easier. So I may have failed in their eyes or bumped my head, but the next one was easier.
Yeah, that's facts. Like it ain't losses in this type of game. It's lessons. Like every time you make a mistake, because I made mistakes, I learn from them, and you don't do that shit no more. Or you might make a mistake on a business process, and it's like, oh shit, I figured it out. Now I know what to do. But
Yeah.
you're not gonna get into it unless you like, just like I said about a manager. Every manager started with one artist and they just get out there in the fire. And
Yeah.
either it's gonna be for you or it's not. Me, I never manage an artist ever again. It's not for me. You know how
I'm
I'm
the
saying?
PR aspect of it all. That's me.
And that's what I tell these young people. Like, if you don't make it as an artist, go into PR, go into management, go
Yeah.
into publishing, go into marketing. You know what I'm saying? You could do graphic design, you could be a
100%.
producer. There are so many different things that you can do in this business to make money. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. So that's what that goes back to the whole part of the venues too, of getting people on. My last venue, I end up coming out ahead and making something. So this next one's all going to be a fundraiser one. So I know I'm coming out ahead because I'm going to make
Yeah.
sure of it because I knew what I did last time. So that's all you got to do is remember every time it's going to come out ahead more, long as you continue doing what worked right.
Exactly. And then when you look at what didn't work right, you analyze them and say, all right, this is what I did wrong, or this is what
Yeah.
didn't work. And then you make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah. And then you change to what does work right.
And then next thing you know, the money coming in. That's like
it's
nobody
not even,
starts off at the top. Everybody starts off at the bottom. I don't give a fuck.
no, and it's not even like you said before. It's not even that you got 5-10 people that believe in you. It's you believed in you, so you've done enough for you to get other people to believe in you.
That's all it is. Like I tell people, like especially when cats like be talking shit, I tell them like, go look at when I make a music post and go look at how many people are coming from outside of Pontiac.
Yeah.
That came because I started interacting with people.
Yeah.
I tell people, if you're in the music industry, right? Anybody you see that's in the music industry, add them and befriend them.
That's right.
Get people engaging with you from other places, and then guess what? Now you're seen in other places.
Yeah, I do it all the time, and they always say to me, "What do you do in the music industry?" Nothing. I'm networking.
But you run a podcast, which can give artists a new platform to gain new fans.
Yes.
You're on the media aspect.
And people say to me all the time, why do they want to be on my platform? Or why does it matter what I think? I am your fan.
Exactly.
I'm the one who supports you. So it does matter.
Fans, and I tell people, you got to treat the fans with respect and admiration. Like, don't treat your fans just like they anybody's, because they don't have to be your fan. They can stop being your fan at any given second. Always appreciate that. That's why I tell artists, don't make all of them, oh, niggas hate me, don't nobody want to follow me, nobody, woe is me. And I say that makes people not want to be your fan.
Yep, that's true. And I've stopped. I quit looking at so many people's stuff, and there's someone that we know so well, but I stopped sharing his beats. I stopped looking at his stuff. I stopped everything, because every time it was poor, beating up me, and nobody supports me. I'm your supporter, supporting you every way, watching you complain about no one supporting you.
You looking for the wrong people to support you. And like I tell people, like, people ain't, they don't mean you no good anyway. It don't matter if you have one supporter. You focus on them. You focus on the people who support you. Like, the only time, and I'm keeping it real. The people that hate on me, like from the hometown, that just motivates me to do even bigger and better shit.
Yeah.
So I keep them around as like motivation. Like, oh, y'all hating on me now? Wait till y'all see me next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But other than that, I don't pay them no mind. I'm not focused on the people that don't support me. All I'm focused on is the people who support me.
Amen.
Just like this. All right, I'm gonna stand up. Like right here. You see this merchbooth.com.
Yeah.
Right. This is a platform that is set up for entertainers that was started by Damon Wayans Jr. Okay. You know the Wayans brothers?
Yeah.
Damon's son started that.
Okay.
Kevin Hart and Marlon Wayans are the principal investors.
Okay.
So when you think about music or entertainment, I don't think about who's not buying my merch.
Right.
I only think about who does. I don't care who doesn't buy my CD or my vinyl. Yeah. I only care about who does.
I got my simpaticos on, Sunjoy, and her shit care. because it's not about how many people done it. It's about who does it. And I'm out there. I'm on a live platform right now, rocking my simpatico Sunjoy stuff. And every now and then I'll sit in somebody else's vehicle and I'll be like, listen to this person. Them are the people you want to keep around.
All it takes is one person. All
Because
it
I go
takes is
everywhere and talk to everybody.
one person turns into 2, turns into 4, turns into 8, turns into 16, turns into 32, turns into 64, and so on and so forth. All it starts with is just one person to be like, yo, I rock with that.
I met somebody through you, and I kept sharing their shit. They promised to be, and they're gonna know who this is, and I don't care. But they promised to be on my show. Something happened. I done something. They didn't show up. They said next time, let me know, because you've been supporting me from day one. I'm definitely gonna come on for free. And I'm like, bet. So then the next one, I'm like, come on my show, and they're like, no, you gotta pay me. And I'm like, you've never came on my show once. What do you mean I gotta pay you? You still owe me, kinda, because
You're only as good as your word in this industry. If you once you give somebody your word, it's your word. Get out of that, boy. Come here. My bad, my dog. Hey. I got an Akita mixed with Pit Bull. He's still young. Zeus, come here. So he's still acting up. Let me see if I can get him into the cap. Come on, say hi, boy. Say hi.
Oh, hello, little guy.
You get over here, sit down.
He's got a lot of energy.
Yeah,
he's like, don't pick me up. Don't pick me up.
He over there messing with something on the wall. Who knows what he over there messing with? But
big old boy.
But yeah, man, people just gotta be humble. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't care if it's a small platform or a big platform. The people I know that support me, I'm always show them love.
And like I said about this podcast, just because nobody's watching it right now doesn't mean I'm not going to have people watch it later.
You gotta start somewhere. You don't just people act like you just do something and okay, I'm about to do a podcast and 100,000 people about to just watch me. Nigga, don't nobody know you. You gotta
they want to watch you.
You gotta build this shit up over time.
Yeah.
It's not about to just you're not about to like just like I said, you're trying to be lightning in a bottle. For every one person that just does something and a shit ton of people come to it, millions don't. And the ones that do succeed, they don't give up and they try and they keep growing and growing and growing and growing. That's how you make it happen.
Do you know what makes it so that I am going to make a difference? Is consistency, because I'm not going to stop, because eventually I'm going to make a difference.
Oh no, that's facts. Like consistency, whether you're a musician or a podcaster or whatever it is, that's what the algorithm feeds off of. They're feeding off of the people that are going to consistently do this on a regular basis. If you like, oh, I'm about to do a podcast once every 3 months, you dead in the water.
I do it twice a week, and I do it twice a week, and I do it at 8 o'clock every time on time.
And guess what? That's what's going to make people come back.
Yeah.
You know how I'm saying? That's what's going to make people come back. Like, I have to consistently do what I do in order, like, for my business to grow. I have to stay consistent. So I just don't stop. I don't turn this shit off. It's 24/7. Like, you know, when my girl get home from work, when I got my kids, it's family time. When it's family time, I shut all this shit out. I was in this room talking to some like big guys, and he said something that stuck with me. And he was like, do not let the music industry make you lose your family.
That's true. I feel that.
He said, because when we all gone, your family's still gonna be there. And that really stuck with me. So I got like when I got my kids, I get my kids every other weekend. Unless it's like an important call, like some real money on the floor, I don't do anything with the business that weekend when I'm with my kids. I spend 100% of my time with them.
And that's what
when my fiance gets home from work, right? Because I get to work from home. When she gets home from work, I cut all this shit out. It's family time. Mm-hmm. You gotta always have time to separate and just make sure that you're not like just running yourself ragged, because I have ran myself ragged. But then I do have days where it's like, you know, I'm doing this shit from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, you know, part of the dedication that you have to have in the music business. Like, this ain't like anything in the entertainment arts, you have to have a different level of dedication in order to reap the rewards out of it. Like you can't do this shit part-time. Even if you got a full-time job, if you're a musician, you work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like promoting, talking to people, understanding the business, understanding what business trends are going on, whether it's podcasting, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to look at what's going on in your industry and keen in on like, okay, this was making people successful. This is what I got to do in order to grow my platform.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. I just read and I research and I study. And then I've been blessed to meet people that are in higher positions to me, you know what I'm saying, than me. And I you know, I get game from some of the best. Like when I literally, the dude who is the CFO of Yeezy, like $1 billion company, is my homeboy.
Yeah.
That's the type of game, like you can't just get that walking down the street. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that.
I done met some beautiful people in this business, and I done met some shark motherfuckers too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just real. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes on into the entertainment shit. You know what I'm saying? From the way minorities are treated to the way women are treated. You know what I'm saying? To the predatory nature, because yes, the music industry is predatory.
Of course.
It's based off of you not knowing something and we knowing it, and then we exploit you. It's
That's
just all
the same thing in society, though. That's all the way government ran. That's how the law. That's how the cops work.
It's all about is that exploitation going to be, you know, ethical or non-ethical?
Yeah.
Some people do it, you know, with unethical practices. Other people do it, you know, ethically, where they just trying to show love. You know what I'm saying? I done made mistakes in this business. I sure the fuck have. I'm not perfect. But I just work through those mistakes and I learn from them, and I put myself in better positions to where I ain't got to deal with that shit no more. Whether it's signing bad artists that's lazy, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case might be, I just put my best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? And I try to keep this shit moving. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that, and I appreciate it, honestly, because if it wasn't for people like you, then those other people wouldn't get hurt, and they don't realize it. I've seen. Because I'm the outside constantly watching. So I seen disputes that you had with other individuals and they stayed behind and you kept going further on and they wanted to know what the hell happened. Well, the thing is, people put themselves in the position they want to be in your life. You probably handed him the scissors, to be real with you.
Man, that should be just because it's like, and it's sad, but like in the entertainment industry, people will become jealous.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they'll see you doing something, and instead of being like, well, damn, let me just fuck with bro, or let me tap in, they get jealous and they start looking for holes in your armor. Like, I keep it real. The last time this little incident happened, and I never do this because it ain't none of you's business, but I showed $30,000 worth of checks I done got off fucking music.
Yeah.
That I done paid out the artists.
But that last one was personal.
Yeah, but you know, even
there's
then, like,
difference when it happens and it's not personal. It's
I
not
don't even take
grew up when that was your boy that you thought you could trust.
I don't even take the shit personal though. You know what I'm saying? I don't even be tripping off that shit no more, because it's like, all right, you know, I showed my receipts. I had to send it to an outside third party like that know me but don't know me, and I'm like, look at this, bro. It's $30K. It ain't too many people around here that can say they have helped people make damn near $30,000. And then they say, well, what about you? Motherfucker, I get paid $80 an hour to work for lawyers. You think I give a fuck about what you niggas talking about, bro? I charge $150 for consultant sessions. Do you really think I give a fuck about what y'all talking about? No, I don't. My partners from the West Coast, they telling me, man, you need to be charging cats $300 an hour. And I say, man, I ain't about to. I'm like, I ain't about to break them like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't about to break them like that. But you know, my time is valuable.
Sometimes though, I've seen some people reach out to you and you gave them some serious gem for free.
And that's what made me charge, is because like people don't value free. People don't value it until you charge them for it. So it's like some people, like, You know, you somebody I for real, like some of these little niggas from the hood, these niggas in the streets. I want to see you little motherfuckers get out the streets. I'm gonna help.
Yeah.
So I might say, you know what? I normally charge somebody 150 every time they talk to me. You give me 150 and you got me forever. And I ain't got no problem helping you do whatever. I might tell a motherfucker, all right, I do this shit for you half off. You know what I'm saying? I done this shit for free. It's just it just all depends, you know what I'm saying? Because you know my time is valuable. I got 3 kids, I got a fiance, I got a business. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time to be, you know, dealing with all of that extra shit. You know what I'm saying? I see you froze up.
Sorry about that. It disconnected from my hotspot and connected to a bad hotspot.
Oh, okay, it's all good.
That's what they do though. That you know, every time that something important happens and every time something important comes out, for some reason it gets stopped. It's been doing that ever since I've started this podcast.
That's just how this shit works, you know. What I'm saying? That's just how this shit works, you know. But I just tell people, you know, just keep your pedal to the metal and don't stop. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus on the haters. You know what I'm saying? Like just keep doing what you're doing because anybody can be successful. You know what I'm saying? Point blank. Period.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset and a want. Do you want it? It's a mindset.
That's facts. You know what I'm saying? But I hate to cut this short. I
That's
actually
okay.
have another business engagement I got to get to right now. So, you know, and you know, in a couple of months or something, you know, I just bring me back on here. I just come back on in a few months.
Of course. I appreciate you. We go way back, so I much love and respect.
Man, you know, hey, just keep promoting the good artists that work hard, and you know what I'm
Yes.
saying, and you know, blessings gonna come to everybody, you know. And any of
Yes.
y'all who want to tap in with me, you just look up Sin Crawford anywhere, and I'm gonna pop right up. You know what I'm saying? I do gotta let me go grab it real quick. So I do have one thing to promote before I leave. It's my new project, Instrumentals to Commit Crimes 2
Come
Volume
this
2.
way. There's light. There's light on your thing. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's the glare from the laptop or the computer.
So
Oh, there it is. Perfect.
Instrumentals to Commit Crimes 2 Volume 2. You know, the digital version will be released May 30th, but I do have CDs that I'm drop shipping on deck right now.
Can you put that in the comments so I can paste it and put it on my thing so it'll be on here for whenever people read the comments?
Yep, and I got the link. I'll just get the link for it real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's the CD. You know, I got it on deck. I got high quality merch on deck, sponsored by Merch Booth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm definitely, you know, out here working. You know what I'm saying? And I'm about to pin the link. I just had to come over.
Yep. Do it
to
both
my
both in the comment, and I'll copy it and I'll paste it because I can't really see that well to write it down. LoVision and I got the same kind of vision.
I'm about to snatch this link out real quick. I'm just waiting on my dashboard to load up.
But I'm keeping this running because I'm gonna end it. You can dip out whenever you're done though, and I'm gonna end it. But I'm gonna keep this running for a minute.
Okay, I'll type the link into the private chat, so you got the link right there.
Perfect. Yeah, and I can copy
it and post that in there. So you know, I appreciate you bringing me on your platform. You know, and just have me on again.
I will for sure. Much love and respect to you.
Most definitely, man. I'll catch y'all later.
Yep. Stay blessed.
You too.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I want to talk to you about the event that we just had. It was a great turnout and a great success, and I appreciate you all who came out and who didn't. I still love you no matter what. Regardless, it will not change my love for you. Like I said before, people just put themselves in the position they want to be in someone's life. You want to learn something, though, and you want to hear something. You think that nobody has something to tell you. You're going to learn from everybody. Even the stranger on the side of the road, the homeless man's got something to teach you. Just listen. Don't think that you're too good to not hear it from anyone. But our next event we got coming out is May 19th. It's at Club 54 again. This one is Everyone Eats. This one is for the June 11th event that we have. So anything from this one that's coming up, all 75% of it goes to that. So almost all of it is going to Everyone Eats. I just got to pay for the overhead, and that goes right to that. So anything we make goes to Everyone Eats, and come out and support. It's at Club 54 on Van Dyke Road in Sterling Heights. It's at 10 o'clock into 2 a.m. It's a nice little spot. It's a safe spot. It's a good spot, good vibes, good energy. So remember, May 19th, it's a Friday. Come out. It's $20 at the door for the Kings. For the Queens, it's $15 at the door. And for the plant workers, because it's right across from the Shep building. The Shep building. I apologize. Right across the street from the Shep building. So any plant workers, it's $15. So come on out, support, and show some love. And everything goes to Everyone Eats, and it's going to be at Dowell's go-kart track place. So it's going to be at 4455 Oakman. That's the June 11th, because we're trying to help her save her track. So again, thank you, and I appreciate you. Much love and respect, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have no reason to talk. So I say, everybody.